Before a huge door, D halted. On the other side of the 15-foot thick entry of ultra-dense steel, the reactor that gave life to the fortress burned with the intense energy released when protons came into contact with antiprotons.
I'm inside. 30 seconds left. You don't have much time. I feel it only fair to warn you that anyone whose DNA hasn't been encoded into the sacred ancestors' technology won't even be able to touch the door. Keep that in mind as you make your attempt.
Already the computer had drawn a bead on D with a dimensional vortex cannon. D stepped forward.
Ready to die?
Purple light fell from the ceiling straight down on D. The instant D's form rose from it, the light faded, forming a single beam that penetrated the center of the door. Slowly it opened down the middle, allowing D to enter.
Oh, my. Not bad for a small fry.
This in itself was worthy of admiration. A person whose DNA was encoded with the sacred ancestors' technology. That was tantamount to saying someone came from the sacred ancestors' bloodline. But Valcua wasn't shocked by this, and he himself had made it inside.
But you're 3 seconds late. The reactor will collapse in 57 seconds, and neither Browju nor Miranda can press the switch to stop it. Only the sacred ancestor could stop a meltdown.
Collapse in 51 seconds. 50 seconds.
Despite the pronouncement by the Angel of Death, D didn't seem afraid as he walked with great strides to the front of the reactor.
What happened to your left hand?
He'd said he was inside the reactor, but there was no sign of him. Though it was regulated from a control room, there were also controls inside the reactor itself for use in an emergency. The reason D chose the latter was simple. The reactor was closer.
When those 3 who didn't know their place planned this citadel to escape my wrath, they needed the aid of the sacred ancestor to design this reactor. First came the reactor, and then the fortress was constructed around it. It is, quite literally, the source of life here. D, can you prevent it from becoming the cause of death?
As the ultimate noble posed his question, D didn't appear to look for him, but rather stood directly before the reactor.
46, 45, 44.
At that moment, numerous silvery grains rose up on all sides of D. In the blink of an eye, they covered D's body, and then disappeared in another blink. They had been drawn into D's flesh. At almost the same time, a green object appeared before D's eyes. Although the slim and graceful woman's hand was glowing green, it seemed somehow pale and white.
Dear me.
D took hold of it with his right hand.
2 seconds. 1 second.
Nothing changed, except for the female voice ceasing its count. The fires of hell that only those of the sacred ancestors' bloodline could control had been splendidly kept in check.
Come out.
It wasn't a challenge. It was a command. A mere hunter was ordering the ultimate noble to show himself.
So, you have the blood of the sacred ancestor in you? No, a drudge like you couldn't be one of his descendants. I don't know what kind of device you might have or where you might have acquired it, but this farce has gone on long enough. Die!